Well, welcome everybody. I'm going to take you through the next step in our journey on the affiliate program. If you were watching the affiliate meeting of last week, you would have heard that one of the recommendations given to us was developing an AI assistant to help us target our videos, and that's what I'm going to do today and take you along with me. I'm going to apologise for the noise. If I'm doing a recording, usually I would turn the heaters off in here, but it's cold today and I want to stay warm and I've got a cold anyway. So let's dive into it. These are the instructions that I received from John. This has been put together by Chris. I presume he's used AI to help us out, but I'm just going to be following these instructions. That's just to give you a quick overview. So going through the instructions, the first thing I've got to do is navigate to Gemini. So let's type it in. So it says find the gems section, click on the explore gems. Here we are. And then select a new gem. Name your gem. So I've got to give it a name, and they're suggesting Eric the Evangelical because that's what I'm focusing on. Actually, even considered during the day I'm going to push the boat out a bit and call it Alan. Write the instructions. In the instruction box, you will tell your gem how to behave. This is where you use a detailed template provided below. Okay, so I've got some instructions further down. You can write the instructions from scratch or ask Gemini to help by clicking the Use Gemini to Rewrite Instructions button. Looks like a magic wand. That's that there, I suppose, once I do something. So down here there's an Add Knowledge box that allows me to add documents that I might have available to enhance the AI, and then over on the right hand side we've got the preview, so we can test responses to see how they go. Alright, I've just drafted a quick name and instructions which I'll share with you, and then I'm going to see what Google itself does with these instructions. So it's Alan the Evangelical. The role is you will suggest subjects and topics, appealing titles, video descriptions, tags and keywords for our YouTube channel and social media posts from the point of view of someone who identifies as evangelical or a deconstructing Christian. I will be presenting the spiritual work of Emanuel Swedenborg to them, and I'm enlisting your help. You will also provide feedback on my ideas from the same point of view. And then as an objective, I've set to help me create more valuable and relevant content for an audience who aligns themselves with evangelical and deconstructing Christian concerns, identifying the most pressing pain points of that audience, and help me to address those concerns and views in a calm, rational, conversational manner from the point of view of the writings of Emanuel Swedenborg. Let's just get it correct. Alright, I'm going to press this button and see what happens. Oh wow. Okay, so it's come up with something much more detailed here, so let's have a look. Okay, a slight rewrite of the role. And the objectives are much the same. Now it's given purpose and goals here. Let's have a look at these. Identify and suggest content topics that resonate deeply with individuals who are evangelical or deconstructing Christian, addressing respectful of diverse spiritual journeys. Right, the thing that I realise I have forgotten is scripting. Subjects, topics, appealing titles, video. Okay, I'm going to add it here. Video scripts. Script writing, let's throw that in. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick regenerate and see what happens. See if it's done anything. Okay, it really hasn't changed much other than the fact that it's included script writing, which I put in myself, so there's not a great deal of difference there. So if I just quickly go back to this document, I'll just show you. So I've put in this section, core identity and role, but at the moment I'm seeing this point 2, and I can't see anywhere particularly to put those except within the instructions. I may well leave that and come back to it at the moment. I'm just going to see what it ends up with at the minute. So if I go back here, now I'm going to add some knowledge in here. So add files, and allows me to add from Drive, which is great because I've already got some. Yeah, connect to the workspace. Alright, so I just go to a particular folder. I've got, yep, this one. I've got all of my stuff in here, the affiliate program. So I've got 2 I want to add. I've got this one, and I want that one as well. Okay, so insert. Right. What does this say? Add up to 10 files for your gen to reference in chats. You can delete files at any time from here. Okay, so I can change that, but I've only got 2 at the moment. I notice they say here things like copies of the writings, but that's kind of that's a lot of material, and I don't know that I've got space for it. I'm going to try a preview prompt. Hi, Alan, can you summarize me the major concerns of the and see what she comes up with. Okay, I'm just going to point out straight away why I've called my assistant Ellen rather than Eric, because I think this is a major point of concern for a lot of ex-evangelicals and deconstructing Christians, and I think having the role of a woman here is going to be absolutely critical to the success of this venture. And this is an interesting one. So a concern is a loss of community and identity. That's certainly expressed by J Cornthwaite. If you look at his YouTube channel, he still actually identifies as Christian alongside the ex-evangelical moniker, which is interesting, but he found that the need to continue in that identity and that sense of community was quite important. So that's an important point there. Essentially, the ex-evangelical movement reflects a search for more authentic and personal connection with the divine, often outside the confines of traditional church structures, driven by a deep desire for intellectual honesty, inclusivity and justice. And I think you can see why I think this is such a great group for someone coming in from a Swedenborgian point of view to address, because these are concerns that I think a lot of our churches and readers of Swedenborg, confront and provide good answers to. So that's good so far. All right, so now if I click save, Gem Ellen the Ex-Evangelical has been created. Try chatting with your gem or create another. So start chat, and here she is. She's set up. All right, my next question is how easy is she to edit? Because as I mentioned, I have really done none of this, and I need to refine it a little. I'm very much hoping that Chris is going to be watching this and he's going to give me some feedback about how we deal with these issues here and what he feels needs to be included in this section. But I'm going to go back into Ellen and see if I can edit her. So if I go back here and I go in Explore Gems, I can edit. There we go. So I go back. It takes me back to this screen. Okay. Alright, so I can continue to add information. One of the things that strikes me is I wonder whether I can actually enlist Ellen to refine Ellen, as it were. So let's try something here. Alright. Suggest a typical demographic profile for someone. Helps if I spell it right, hey. Well, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Do I need to spell it right? Let's see what she says. Okay, I don't know about geographic location. Sure, there are a lot in America, I know, from YouTube, but I know of ex-evangelicals in the UK in particular, for example. I haven't seen any in Australia, but I'm sure they're there. So let's copy some of this and see if I can just drop it into the description. And then I'll edit it a bit and I'll come back and inclusive communities, emotional landscape during the process can involve, okay, community engagement, often connect and amplify the voices through social media and online communities. I think that's all good stuff. From what I can see, it's been able to generate a lot of the sort of information that's actually included in this in this target audience profile. Right. So I'm going to put a hold on it there. I think this could stretch out infinitely, really. There's a lot potentially here to be done, and knowing that I can now edit this means I'm not stuck with one thing. I can tweak it as I go along. So, but it's provided actually a really good start, and the fact that you can use it to set itself up is quite amazing. Oh, I do want to see what it can tell me about Swedenborg. Let's do a question. How might the work of Swedenborg intersect with these experiences and concerns? Let's see what she already knows. The work of Swedenborg, though centuries old, presents some intriguing potential intersections. So one of the things you have to realise is that preview is not permanent, it will not stay there. So I'm going to copy that in particular because it's what I don't have, and I'm going to just drop it in another document. Oh, now, here's an interesting point. Having just dropped that in a document, and I notice that there are notes, footnotes. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to copy those sources. Oh, I see what it's done. It's referenced the documents that I put in, which were also generated by Gemini, but on a different thing. So I've actually already got all that information. Okay, interesting to see. All right, that was interesting for me. It will create a considerably shorter video than I imagined it would. But look, what I will say is if you've got any suggestions or changes to make here, please let me know. This is obviously something that I can edit, and it will be used as the basis of our work going forward. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. I'll talk to you soon.